What you're about to hear could be the most important podcast ever created. But probably not. Welcome. It's the Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
Oh, God, if only one of us, and I'm Mahler, that's Rush, there's Jenny, Brady's over there. If only one of us had some sort of hypothetical to kick off the Hot Tub Podcast.
It's crazy that you say that because Chris just sent me a hypothetical that he and his friends were debating.
Okay, all right.
What are
like
the
those.
odds? Okay, so this would replace your current job. Would you work 8 hours a day in a room, white walls, a chair, a desk, and nothing else, tiny little room, everything is white, and you have nothing to do to occupy your mind. You have to sit in that room for 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week, okay? You can't sleep, you can't do anything, you just gotta sit there, and if you complete a month, you get $50,000. So that's your pay, 50 grand a month, and you, that's it. That's it. Would you do it? But you have to complete a month to get the 50 grand.
Or I don't get to do anything. All I can do is
you just sit there.
Yeah, with the sensory deprivation, you would actually start to
get a little bit loopy.
with that. You would get
you
loopy.
leave after 8 hours.
Yeah, you
get 8 hours.
through.
And you get a lunch. You said you get a 30-minute lunch.
Oh, yeah.
Somewhere in the middle.
Yeah,
and so then the question is, how long would you do this job for?
Oh, like a month.
Just 1 month, 50 grand?
I honestly don't know if I could do it, like, just for the sake of my mental health. I think, or maybe it'd be really good for my mental health.
I think this jumped out at you, Brady, because you were terrified of your own thoughts.
It's true, yeah.
I'd be fine whether you're meditating or do whatever you do to occupy time. I think it's actually probably you could, if it's only for a month and you get to leave after 8 hours. I think you could actually get a lot of benefits out of it. Yeah,
for sure.
You get lunch.
I'd get really good at meditating. Man.
Yeah.
But all day, every day, Jenny, we can't keep you entertained during the segments of the show.
Yeah, this could be good for her.
That's it.
I don't know.
Reset. That's training, man.
I think you'd be out after like 4 days.
It's possible. Yeah.
Okay,
it is tough. You're staring at a white wall. You got no stimulation
what
whatsoever.
Brady's
This
doing
is a Brady problem.
Yeah, he's projecting onto Jenny, acting like she's the one with the issue.
I think it would be very, very difficult. Now, that said, I would try to do it for like a year because that's a lot of money.
I don't know that you could get through a day.
Well, I'm not doing it for a month because then what's the point, right? Like
$50,000.
Yeah, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to try to do it and get like $500,000. Do it for like 10 months or something like that.
I really don't think you could get through a day.
I think it would be tough. I could definitely get through a day.
I don't know that you could.
I would hate it though. And then would it be one of those things like it gets easier over time?
It would. I think you would. I'd play golf in my head every day.
I think you would have intrusive thoughts coming in, and then you would not like them, and you wouldn't know what to do.
You play golf in your head?
Yeah, that's a thing they use as a torture tactic, or to like avoid if you're in like what is it called when you're
Solitary
alone in a cell?
confinement?
Thank you. Yeah. And there's a guy. There was a whole book written about it. I don't know if he was a golfer.
You play a round of golf.
And you play a round of golf in your head. It keeps you sane because there's so many steps to think about, and you're picturing things, and you're being creative.
Do you ever shank it?
Oh yeah, you got to be realistic.
You got to be realistic. No, when people do these things in their head, they also make meals entirely.
Yeah.
They chop up vegetables, they do this in their head, and they make meals and stuff. And it's a good thing to do to keep yourself focused.
And
something
also,
that again you could not do because you would not get through a day, Brady.
I don't.
Also, keep in mind, this is what Rush does every time he eats dinner.
Yeah.
He
That's
stares at a wall.
This is child's play for Rush.
I can, again, my thoughts, I don't have a problem with my own thoughts. I'm comfortable in
Rush gets his lunch break and he still stays seated at the same desk.
nice and tidy in here.
He just has a little dry sandwich.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's try and entertain you more than a white room would on the Hot Tub Podcast.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
All right, well, to pull back the curtain here on the Morning Hot Tub with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady, we like to do that often. We're a very, very transparent show, I think.
We'd like to be, yeah.
And I think that's why we have a lot of fans who like the show because we're just kind of ourselves.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of the time, you don't be too transparent, not because we're hiding anything, just because it's boring.
Yeah.
But sometimes we can pull back the curtain, and when what you will hear about is entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, more boring are Rush, Jenny, and I. Brady has the time of his life.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, fair.
And so part of our job is to do this show for you guys, but also we have responsibilities outside the show.
Sure.
And one of those responsibilities is to read commercials that you might hear on the radio station.
And these are commercials that are, it can be anywhere in the country, anywhere in the world even.
Exactly. We have a big company.
You never know where these things are going to air or, who's going to read what for where.
Right.
Where was this commercial going to air? Do we know?
Yeah, in in New Brunswick.
Yeah.
In
New Brunswick.
Bouctouche, New Brunswick.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so our little friend Jenny over here had to read a commercial. Well, we have the outtake.
Yeah.
Now, do we want to play the final product first?
So,
Or what do you want to? How do you want to break this
God.
down?
no, let's play Jenny trying to read the commercial because then I'll explain the final product after.
Sure, let's do it that
Okay.
way.
All right.
Now
So,
buckle in.
Yeah.
This is what we all had to sit here and experience
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 minutes straight. And I know a lot of you are thinking, 2 or 3 minutes?
Yeah.
Trust me, it'll be
it's
worth
a long
it.
time. And the thing is, all of us, our microphones are off at this point.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
Jenny's is on.
We're just hanging out in the studio,
Yeah.
basically just listening to Jenny do this and typing away, preparing for the show,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then, well, this happens.
And by the way, you can text in and let us know the first time you laugh because I would like to see if the texts come like instantly
God.
or like 30 seconds
Yeah.
in, maybe a minute in.
Right.
When you started laughing at Jenny when she completely lost control.
By the way, the business that she's doing this for is called Coulisses d'Or. Coulisses
Yeah.
d'Or.
Nailed it.
Which is what? What is that? Do you know?
It's a
Jeweler?
Jeweler.
Yeah.
Mm.
So something gold.
Yeah, exactly.
In New
Okay.
Brunswick.
In New Brunswick. Here we go.
But how about for a diamond ring? This Black Friday, oh, here we go. This Black Friday, Coulidar in Bouctouche. This Black Friday, Coulidar in Bouctouche is offering 65% off. Oh my God. Coulidar. I think is what they were saying. Frig. Okay. Black Friday is on now until December 1st at, oh my God. Black Friday is on now until December 1st at Coulidar. Coulidar. Oh, okay. Hang on. Okay, I'm really sorry, John. Coulidar in Bouctouche. Coulidar. Okay. I can't do this with you guys in here. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, I'm sweating. Black Friday is on now until December 1st at Coulidar in Bouctouche. Okay. I can't look at you guys. Okay. I've got time. I can do it. I can't do it! I'm never gonna get through this. Oh my God. Okay. Black Friday is on now. I need a minute. I can't. I think I nailed the first one. Guys! Oh, I still have time. Okay. I can't shake it. Oh, I can't shake it. Okay. Now it's in my head. I can't get rid of it. Oh. No, there's no way I can do it.
Oh, Jenny.
Now, also, we should say that Brady put some music underneath it.
Yeah.
It was dead silent.
Yeah,
in here
that's
as
right.
well. There was no music underneath there at all.
Yeah, just Jenny doing that for 3 minutes. So I talked to John. You mentioned John in there. John's the producer who put this all together. And I said, like, so and Jenny did eventually, she was able to get it all out there. And he said she did an admirable job, but she mispronounced the client name and the city. Had to get a backup voice for it to be managed.
Well,
so,
it says Coulidor, right? So,
Yeah,
and you were
it's
saying
Coulisses
Coulisses
d'Or.
d'Or.
Coulidar?
And yeah.
You're saying Coulidor.
But I don't have to do it again, do I?
No,
No, they
got
thank
somebody
fired
God.
you, in fact.
Thank you.
Yeah, you said the city name wrong, and you say it to the client name wrong. Here's how it should sound. Oh, sorry, here we go.
As the leaves start to fall this fall season, make them fall in love with a lab-grown diamond.
What are lab-grown diamonds?
They're real diamonds, certified, and made in a lab so they're more sustainable. And best of all, they're wallet friendly. At Coulisdar in Bouctouche, we have the biggest selection of the highest quality lab grown diamonds.
Coulisdar in
Coulisdar in Bouctouche.
Now I want to do it again.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't know if John wants that, Jenny.
Oh, it was a struggle, man.
Oh, my
and once
God.
you get the giggles, you can't. And
No.
you guys sitting in here doesn't help. If I was alone, it would have been maybe better.
Oh, yeah, you would have nailed it. No problem. Yeah.
Like she'll start reading and she'll see my shoulders go up
Exactly.
and down, and then she's lost
and I can't.
it.
I lose it. Even
Yeah.
if I close my eyes, I know you guys are laughing, so then I can't get through.
Yes.
it. There's no way.
The best part is when you say out loud, "Oh, I've got this now," and you
Yeah,
think
and
you
then
have
you
it,
don't.
and we know you don't have it.
No.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest, one of the things about our job that none of us really love are reading commercials.
Yeah.
What you're trying to do is just not read commercials anymore. You're just trying to get out of
Maybe
this.
that's genius.
Yeah.
That's what we all should be doing. You just got to struggle your way through them all. And they'll never
Seriously,
ask
I know
you.
what I'm doing.
All right. Well, thanks for your feedback. Our texting has blown up.
Yeah.
People are loving Jenny's read. So we'll keep them on file if you do them again.
Yeah.
Okay.
No
Prepare to
problem.
never hear from John
Never,
ever.
ever
Yeah.
again. No.
Or the province of New Brunswick.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
Many women can be upfront about how many besties they have and who they are. But men can be a little more elusive about how many best buds they have and where they rank.
Okay.
Like, Brady, you often have a hard time ranking your closest friends, right?
I'd say it's tiers.
Okay.
You know?
I also feel like the guys don't really think about it as much.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like, it feels weird to say, like, you're my best
Yeah.
friend, and you can't be best
Yeah.
friends with anybody else, and then you're number 2 and you're number 3. Like, that's like a weird
I
way
just
to do
kind
it.
of know a few people.
Yeah.
You know,
But you have to rank them?
you don't. This is what I
No.
mean. I don't think we.
But you did for this survey.
Okay.
Yeah. And according to a report, the average man has 8 friends total,
Okay.
including 5 general friends, 3 close friends, and 2 best friends.
Sure.
Do we count family members as friends?
I think you can.
Okay, then if you can, then I can probably
I can
get
maybe
to
get to 8. I'll
Yeah.
squeak
Okay.
up maybe
All
8.
I
right.
can get to 8 that way. Yeah.
Maybe.
33% of men are most comfortable calling their friends bro.
I wouldn't do
It's
that.
unclear if this includes bra, broski, and brosif.
That's important.
yeah,
Good
it is.
distinction.
Yeah. And 26% prefer brother or brother.
Brother.
Yeah, that's what my brother calls all of his buds brother.
Brother.
Okay.
Brother, yeah. 21% usually use homie. What's up, homie?
It's funny. There's some people that can, like, your brother can say brother to people and it's fine.
Yeah.
I can't.
No.
I wouldn't.
But
It's so true.
when you were 20, had you started then and, all
Then
the way,
I don't know, but
then
I don't- I
we'd
still-
all be used to it.
Yeah, you'd be used to it, but I just don't know if it's some people.
Yeah, but you just have to try
fits.
it on and make it fit.
It wouldn't fit.
You can't say brother because you don't say brother.
No,
but
you know what I
Rush
mean?
can't say brother.
can't.
I feel like you just sound like Hulk Hogan when you try to say
exactly.
it.
It wouldn't work, or any variation of it. If I said, "Come here, bro," I can't do
You
that.
can't
Doesn't
do
work.
it. You're right.
I can't do it.
What if you said chief?
Oh, chief.
All right, Chief.
Yeah,
that
no,
sounds
you can't do that
condescending.
either. It
Can't
really
do that.
does.
Nope.
Don't know. And 6%, by the way, would use the word bestie. Try that on.
Yeah, call me your bestie. It's all I dream about every
How's it
night.
going, bestie? No, doesn't work.
Why do
You
you,
can't say
enunciate
anything.
every single
Yeah.
bestie?
Talk normal, like you were in
I
a
would.
sentence.
You're my bestie.
It just it
no,
feels
that's-
so weird.
I can't
no.
do it. So, but I mean, the thing is, I'm aware of it, and so that's the important
That's good.
part.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
If,
you're not wrong.
if I'm thinking, oh, I can make this work, that's the problem.
Okay. Well, men spend an average of 4 hours connecting with friends every week, which includes
geez, no
94 minutes hanging out in person, 52 minutes texting, 42 minutes
God
talking
help
on the
us,
phone,
no.
and 39 minutes DMing on social media.
Good Lord.
Sure.
It's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
Too much time.
Right? Yeah.
my God.
But who's talking on the phone?
Guys, we couldn't be more different.
No.
What do you mean?
You talk on the phone for 42 minutes a week with your friends?
No, maybe FaceTimes, but not even that.
Okay.
But like group
yeah.
chats consume a large part of my life.
If you put, like, if you made a pie chart
Yeah.
of how much time I spend talking to all of my friends,
Yeah.
my wife being my best friend, if her color is red,
that doesn't count.
It's
That-
99% red and then other.
Okay, take your wife out of
Yeah.
it because that
Yeah.
would be my wife too. So you
Yeah.
got to take our wives out of it. I mean, that's a full blueberry pie. Like,
So
there's
it's
not even a
like
slice.
talking
There's
to
nothing.
friends, there is no pie chart?
There's not much of one.
Well, we would count, right?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Would you guys
That's
count?
right, Chief.
Thanks, bro.
All right, broski.
See, I wouldn't say we count.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Like we're definitely friends, but I wouldn't say like
it doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh,
count.
Would it count? Would it count if we talked outside of here?
Yes.
So,
but anything like
this doesn't count.
here
No.
doesn't count.
Right.
I see what
do you
you're
mean?
saying.
What?
The conversation in here doesn't count as spending time with
this
friends
is-
because
this
this
is
is
work.
work.
Right.
Now, if we're talking outside,
Yeah.
even texting throughout the day, if you send a link of something like that counts.
Sure.
This time
Doesn't
in the morning
count.
doesn't count
Completely
because it's
agree.
work time.
Yeah, this is work.
I get that.
You mean on air or even
On air.
off the air?
Or no, I think in the studio while we're here.
Yeah.
Because we're here working.
Yeah,
but
but-
again, if you send me a text at 2 this afternoon, that counts.
But we don't have to talk off the air, and we do.
Right, like so.
You know?
So, if I,
Sometimes.
so if I talk to you guys and tell you about my weekend off the
That
air,
counts.
That doesn't count. But then if I at 2:00 today go, here's my weekend plans.
Yeah, exactly.
That would count. Yeah.
No, I
get
think it counts off the air
It's
here.
like a weird gray zone, but I see what Rush is saying. Like anything when you're
Listen.
in the office that's work.
I mean, again, I understand where Mahler's coming from because
Yeah.
he's in a position he wants to have something that he can count.
That's what I mean. Like this is all I have to cling on to.
All right, fine, it counts. All right. We'll give it to you.
makes
You're my
sense.
only friend for 3 hours a day. This is it.
Yeah.
You can
That's
have a
all I
pie
have.
chart.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady. Find the gang on their socials. Follow at Mahler, at One True Rush, at Hot/Jenny, and at Brady Jones Radio.
Well, the show was humming along. The week was humming along.
having a good day.
But why hum when you can belt it out and sing?
Now it's time to play Brady's on the Morning Hot Tub with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
Welcome, guys. Brady's Game of Joy, where I make the rules and they got to do whatever I say. Are you feeling good?
No.
No, I was.
Not now.
Well, guys, my DMs are always open, as you know. I got a DM a few weeks ago from someone named Emma, and it was a suggestion for the Game of Joy, and I read it, and I copy and pasted it into like the notes on my phone, and then I forgot about it. And then yesterday, I was like, I gotta, I was trying to think of something to do today, and read that, and I was like, how good can this actually be? And then I looked into her suggestion, and Emma, you are wonderful. Here's what Emma wrote. She said, listen to Russian singer Vitaz and have the hot tub impersonate him. And so that's what we're going to do today. Vitaz, Russian singer known for his eclectic music style, incorporates elements of pop, techno, and dance. He's also known for his falsetto. So I went down a rabbit hole for this artist, Vitaz, and I picked some of my favorite Vitaz moments. And I would love for you guys to match them. You all have beautiful voices. This should be no problem at all. So you're each going to do one moment from Vitaz's catalog. Okay?
Well, the joke's on you. I love Vitaz.
Oh, do you?
That's right.
Excellent. Oh, that's really good.
I like the way you're playing this.
Well, Mahler, would you like to do song 1, song 2, or song 3?
man.
You get first pick.
We
You're
don't
such
even
a
get
big
an
fan.
example of what Vitaz sounds like.
Well, it sounds like this.
Oh, God, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
I'll take 2.
2. Wow. Well, what are the odds? It's this. And by the way, when he does that little,
That's a guy?
that's a guy, yeah. Oh,
Wow.
he hits the high notes. When he
Good
does the, it's his tongue going like back and forth. So
No
when he
way.
performs, yeah, 100%.
You do that really well.
Thank you.
actually.
He was down a
big-
Vitaz rabbit hole.
Big Vitaz fan.
Yeah.
So here's how this is going to work, Mahler. I'm going to play the clip. It's going to go once, and then you're going to hop in, okay? And you're just going to replicate exactly what he does. Okay, you ready?
No.
Great. Here we go. Okay, and your turn. Here we go.
Oh, no, he's laughing.
I mean,
What was that?
I thought he might get a
terrible.
ding for that.
Maybe if he was like a turkey being slaughtered.
Yeah, he did kind of
That
sound like a
was
turkey.
not my boy Vitaz. That was not Vitaz at all.
Hey, I thought you did a great job. Yeah.
Rush, 1
Thank you.
or 3? Which one
Well,
do you
we'll
want?
do one.
One, oh, good choice. It's his hit single, Opera. This is going to be really good.
I could gently squeeze your testicles
Yeah,
out.
that'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be gentle on this one.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the good one.
Yeah.
All right. How you feeling?
I feel great.
Okay, you should.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so once again, same exact thing. All right, it's going to do it once, and then you hop in for the second one.
Yeah,
Here we go. Here we go.
Where's my ding?
That's terrible.
What? It's not. You're doing my boy Vitaz dirty.
I thought it was great.
You just had one note. You know how many people just turned down the radio? You didn't hit the.
I don't think you can tell which one was Vitaz and which one was me.
I don't know.
I-
You know what? Jenny is so good at this.
No.
She's going to do just fine. So you have the last one here. Oh, his hit single Dreams, Jenny. Listen up very, very carefully, okay? This one's tough. I know you guys are upset that she gets the easy one.
Yeah,
not fair.
An easy one.
This is a setup for sure.
This is not a setup. There is integrity in the game of joy.
Okay.
You have his hit single Dreams. Okay, you ready?
Oh,
It's going to be the same thing once, and then you're up. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Here we go.
What are you doing with your fingers?
I don't know.
You know when you do with your cheek? I was trying to do it really fast, but I couldn't.
Your first half was okay.
Was it?
No.
No,
She
it was
wasn't
not.
going high. She wasn't singing.
Yeah,
I
know.
You gotta do it again. You weren't singing.
You weren't
Rush
singing.
was
Jenny, you
We
got
were
this.
How
singing.
hard that is. There's so many elements.
Yes, we do
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
hard. We just competed at
There
a very high
are
level.
a lot of elements, just like his hit single, The Seventh Element. Would you like to do that one instead?
No.
Okay. All
Yes.
right, here we go. Here's
Maybe.
Dreams. No, too late. You said no. Here we go. Okay, here it comes.
I don't know what she's doing. He doesn't do that.
Popping noise.
It's
I
not
swear.
a popping.
No.
Well, I guess I won't be sending this to Vitaz.
not.
I thought maybe, you guys could be like his understudy or something.
Yeah, I
But
feel
no.
like you didn't
On
feel
behalf of the Vita heads, I gotta say,
the Vita heads.
That's what they call it.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
big
Of
fans,
course. That's
yeah.
what they call themselves.
I would have given us all ding.
I think
me
so
too.
too.
I don't know about
Right?
that. How about you guys all? You know what? I'll give you one more opportunity. All together, all three of you, you guys are going to do opera. That's Rush's.
Yeah.
Okay.
The power of the hot tub
we better back
united
up. Yeah.
on opera. Yeah, back up a little bit off the mic. Here we go, guys.
Okay.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
I think we killed it.
Dogs everywhere are
I'm so
crying.
mad.
I disagree.
Oh, it's so bad. That hurt my throat.
Brady,
Yeah, I'll hang on to it.
Give me a nice like
it's a good clip.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
An opinion column published on the KidSpot website argues that millennials make the best parents. And it makes a pretty good argument. The article, presumably written by a millennial, points out that not only are parents who are in that age group, which is 25 to 43, regularly given advice by their parents who have been there, they also served a constant stream of content, right? Including parenting advice on social media. That includes where they go searching for and things they just happen to come across thanks to their personal algorithms. So they not only lean on tons of advice on what to do with their children when they experience certain situations, they can also take advantage of all kinds of new scientific research regarding the raising of children. The author did point out, however, that even if millennials truly are the best generation in history when it comes to parenting, it's worth keeping our opinions on how great we are to ourselves.
Well, yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fair enough.
Correct.
Yeah, I get that.
But I feel like, over time, sort of generations get better and better, right? Like you learn more and, we can be a little helicopter parenty.
For sure. I think it can swing the other way too far, right?
Yeah,
totally.
Like
Yes.
anything.
Necessarily, sometimes it's better, sometimes it's just different.
I think it's better. I think we understand now more than ever the emotional needs of our children, which I don't think generations past necessarily understood to the same degree. And I think it's really important as far as development and future relationships that we meet the needs of our kids in a certain way. And we just didn't get that.
And that's
before.
true. And sometimes we're a little more helicoptery, which is not necessarily
a good thing.
So,
100%.
This is what I mean. So, it's just different. Sometimes it's
why
better,
do
sometimes
we
it's
have
not.
to
That's okay.
label the best generation of
we don't.
parents? I mean,
We don't.
Yeah, because I think we are.
God.
We have now. I'm with
Well,
you
you
in
get
that.
a little ribbon. Congratulations,
Thank you
participation
for
ribbon.
participating. Thank you. Need that. Need that.
Right, that's not bad. I'll take that.
I think there can be an influx of information, too much information out there where you feel this burden to be perfect in all of these areas, and you just can't be. We're going to make mistakes, and that is life, as parents for sure.
Even parents aside, there's that. If you just look at a generation, is this the best generation we've ever had? I don't know that it's the best. It's different.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some people say
There's good and bad.
There's good and bad.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it's tough for any to rank things. Like the world is always changing,
It is,
right? And,
yeah.
and your circumstances change. And
But so my question: why rank them?
Well, because people like to do that, especially when they're going to put themselves at the top of the list.
Oh my God!
This is what we tend to do in these situations.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say that without the internet and without social media and accounts that I can follow, there have been times where I feel like I have been saved as a parent as far as the biggest piece of advice that I ever got that has stuck with me forever is that you can mess up as a parent and you can make mistakes and you won't traumatize your kids. What traumatizes your kids is not repairing those moments. So if you've done something and you're not proud of it, and if you can go to your child after and say, no, listen, if you can go to your child after
Swipe
and
up.
say, I am sorry and I did this and I am sorry, they can. That is repairing the situation.
Sure.
They're not traumatized then after. It's continuing to do something and never acknowledging
the
that you were
long-term
wrong.
stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
One of my
it.
favorite things on social media is when, you talk for
Yeah.
2 minutes on
Yeah,
this
yeah.
thing and somebody goes, I ain't got time for this.
Yeah, that's right.
Can somebody summarize this in a line?
or when people just reply saying something like I'm not reading all that. I'm sorry it happened. Or congratulations. I'm not sure, but good for
Those
you.
are the best.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I feel like you guys are keyboard warring me in person. right now.
But celebrities put out this giant mass press release or whatever
Yeah.
it is about. Nobody
No.
cares,
No.
man.
Give me one line.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I didn't give you one line. It was a long story. I didn't know.
I still don't know what
shorten
your
it.
point is, and I'm not even being
Just
sarcastic.
say sorry to your kids if you
Say-
mess up.
Yeah, there you
Say
go.
sorry to your
Own your
kids.
stuff. Own your stuff.
How about the kids
Yeah.
say sorry to me?
Well, because they're kids.
Well, they're not.
And they can learn to apologize, but they'll learn from you because you're apologizing.
Nah, they can learn from TikTok and apologize to me.
That seems to work fine.
Yeah, that seems
Yeah, just
right.
send your kids the TikToks. And,
Exactly.
Done.
Or I'll get Jenny on FaceTime once a week to go on about this thing.
Perfect.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
Jenny's going to drone on for 5 minutes about something. Make sure you
All
guys
of a
watch
sudden,
it.
like, Dad, we love you. We love you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't make
make
us talk to Jenny again.
Just watch Jenny. No, please, no.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
We have a special guest today on the Morning Hot Tub with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady. It's longtime Ontario family lawyer Russell Alexander. Now, why do we have a lawyer on the show?
Yeah.
This is an interesting thing that's going on. I guess there was a Toronto couple faced a tough question in their divorce. How do we divide our Taylor Swift concert tickets?
Oh, my God.
This is a good question.
And you know what? I bet you this isn't a one-off. I bet you some couples that
Right?
split up have this problem.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Hi, Russell. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, everyone.
Good
Hi.
morning. Good morning. How long you been practicing family law for?
Oh, wow. 25 years.
Oh,
Hey.
Okay, so you know your
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
You've
yeah.
seen it all.
Yeah.
So were these two clients of yours? How did this all come about?
They're not actually my clients, but
Okay.
I picked it up and then I started thinking it through. And this is, a problem that family lawyers deal with every day. Obviously, this is exceptional. It's the experience of going to see Taylor Swift.
Right.
But what do we do with this asset when they're separating?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
what do you do?
We've heard that some of these tickets can go at like $20,000 each at this point for the Toronto and Vancouver shows. So, yeah, I think Jenny's right. What do we do?
Well, it's interesting. I think a lot of it will turn on whether you're married or common law, but ordinarily, married couples divide their assets 50-50 that they acquired during the course of the marriage. This particular couple bought their tickets early, so they didn't pay the dynamic or aftermarket pricing. And so, now we got to think, okay, do we go with the ticket price when they purchased it, or do we go with the prices now?
Right.
Which could exceed $13,000 a ticket. What do they do, right? Do they stiff upper lip, go together and enjoy the show, even though they're divorcing?
Yeah.
Maybe flip the tickets over to the other person, let them take a friend or maybe a new partner if they've repartnered. That's a tough one because you're going to miss out on the experience.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or do
man.
you sell the tickets on the open market? And if you sell them on the open market, what do you do? It's a bit of a windfall, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna gain some money here.
Yeah.
So does it matter which partner initially bought the ticket?
Well, I think if they're common law, whoever owns the tickets will decide what happens to them.
Okay.
But even if they're married, if let's just say you bought the tickets and your spouse, your name is only on the Ticketmaster account or however you bought it, then you're going to need to compensate your spouse for the value of that share of the ticket.
Now,
so even
can
though
you
you
decide?
own the ticket,
Yeah. Can you decide if you're the one that owns the ticket? Are you the one to decide whether or not they'll get cash for it or whether they get the ticket, or is it up to them?
Well, ideally they're going to agree on it, but if you don't give them the ticket, you're going to pony up their share of the value of that ticket. So
Sure, yeah.
that may cost you $13,000 if you're going to go with the market price. Now, if you go with the original price, it's going to be, a significant windfall for that person.
Right.
No kidding.
Right.
Well, like somebody like Brady Jones, our producer here, just saw Taylor Swift. I believe he would have kept the tickets and maybe said, you can have the kids.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, it was one hell of a show. And really, are kids all that important?
Exactly.
Well, that sounds like a fair exchange.
That's wild.
Yeah,
hey,
so
in your
interesting.
25 years, what are some of the most like ridiculous things that you've seen people argue over? Because we've seen like the Beanie Baby collections. We've heard of like all things like that. What are some things that you've seen in your
Yeah,
experience?
is there one big thing that you
sticks
just could
out.
not believe?
Two big ones that stick out to me. I don't know if you guys, maybe I'm dating myself. Robert Bateman used to make these limited prints that were always fun, right?
Right.
And there's the one that was a midnight wolf sitting in the woods.
Yeah.
And they both wanted this print. And this was the only thing keeping the case from settling. And the lawyer said, well, why don't we just buy a second print, right? It's going to have a different number on it. No, they wouldn't take a second print. They had to have this specific print.
Oh, my God.
And they were going to spend thousands of dollars arguing over it. That's one that stands out. Probably the funniest one I would have was a professional couple. They're college professors. And again, we're almost 99% of the way there, ready to sign off on the paperwork. My client, who was the husband, says, I want the vacuum cleaner.
The vacuum
And
cleaner.
do you remember these Kirby vacuum cleaners that people would go door to door and they'd sell you
my
like a
God.
$3,000 vacuum cleaner, maybe, back in the day. And the wife goes, he never vacuumed the carpet once. So we go back and forth, and then my guy said, yeah, I really got to have that vacuum cleaner.
Oh.
And so I go to the wife's lawyer, and he goes to his client, and the wife comes back and says, he has hardwood floors. He doesn't even have any carpet.
Oh my God!
It had nothing to do with the vacuum.
Nope.
Chalking up that wind, right?
Oh.
So people we can laugh in retrospect, but at the time,
It's emotional
It's
and everything
emotional.
else. Yeah.
You have to bank on right fighters, and you bank on people being unreasonable, and that's 90% of the cases. I'm sure. End up
Seriously,
in the,
God bless you. Like
Yeah.
that must be such a draining job because you got to be like, just give her the vacuum cleaner.
Oh, yeah. But you can't say that, right?
Yeah.
Because
Right.
your client doesn't think you're advocating for him. But
Right.
yeah,
And
you're
keep
exactly
in
right.
mind, for Russell, this is for his second home.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care if you guys fight for another year. Like,
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
That's right.
all right, well,
Oh, so fun.
Russell Alexander, longtime Ontario family lawyer, thanks for telling us about these Taylor Swift tickets. That's unbelievable.
That's so
It's
funny.
really,
Yeah.
really neat. Thank you, sir.
You guys have a great morning.
Oh, you
All right,
too.
take care.
Thanks so much.
Man.
Oh, isn't that crazy?
Just
It's
messy.
just-
So messy.
So messy.
there is nothing in this world I care enough about. Just take it.
Kirby used
And
to make
let's
really
move
good
on.
vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, someone clearly doesn't own a Dyson.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
Now it's time for the morning hot tub to bang our gavels with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
Okay, so for a few weeks, there's this new song we're playing from Billy DePage called Fake Friends.
Yes.
And great song.
Yeah, totally.
Doing
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
well on the Canadian charts.
Yeah.
But it's been bothering me for a few weeks as to what it sounds like.
Sure.
Right.
And I feel as though it's ripped off other songs.
Yep.
And our listeners, our wonderful listeners, have come through and texted in what they believe
They have.
is the ripoff.
Yeah, you
Okay.
mentioned it a few days ago on the morning hot tub, and then we got so many people reaching out being like, "Oh, I think it sounds like that. I think it sounds like that." And some were pretty good,
Yeah.
others less good. So I have three of my favorites. So first of all, guys, this
Bailiff,
is
can you play the song that we're talking about?
yes, Judge. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, by the way,
Oh, yeah. We should mention,
Should be noted that myself, Rush, and Jenny, of course, are the judges.
Right.
Yes.
And Brady Jones is our bailiff.
Right. I mean, naturally. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Here's Billy
I'm
DePage.
so tired of my fake friends. So tired of the things that they do to me. I'm so tired of my fake friends. So tired of them sending.
And so for you, it's the background instrumental,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And we love her. We love
Yep.
the song.
Yeah.
For sure.
Sure.
I hope she doesn't get sued, but maybe bringing this on air
Yeah.
might get her sued.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Or maybe, they'll just think, hey, it's already had its day in court with us.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
Sure,
That
yeah.
could be
yeah,
it.
yeah, sure. Okay, so the first one I'm going to play for you, I'm going to go from the one I think sounds the least to the most, okay?
Okay.
So it's Bulo and Not a Love Song, another Canadian artist we played. This song maybe 2-3 years ago. So I'll play Fake Friends first, and then I'll go into Bulo, okay?
I'm so tired of my fake friends. So tired of the things that they do to me.
Wish I could tell you that I love you, but I can't. Wish I could call you in the morning, but I can't. Wish I could tell you that I miss you, but I can't.
Okay, but
Order!
Oh.
I will have order!
nobody was
said
saying
anything.
Order!
What
Order!
are you ordering?
You want lunch?
That's enough of that.
You want a coffee?
I don't find they sound similar.
Okay, God, okay.
Oh,
All right,
boy.
okay, fair enough. Like I said, that was like the level one. You know what I mean? I think we get more similar. How about Ed Sheeran and Bad Habits? Okay.
I'm so tired of my fake friends. So tired of the things that they do to me.
Falling over everything to reach the first time spark.
yeah.
It started under neon lights and then it all got dark.
I'm so tired of my fake friends.
But it's that noise.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And we didn't get that part in the Ed Sheeran
No.
song
No.
yet, but it's that sound,
It is.
whatever that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the background. It feels like a guitar. I don't know. It's hard to.
Is there a Chainsmokers song that
I
sounds
never
like
get
this?
to. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
sorry, Jenny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Order.
I
I
feel
never
like
get
there's
to
a
yell order.
Chainsmokers song that sounds like that too.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Closer, kind of, during the verse, maybe a little bit. Okay, and here's the one that I think sounds like the most like Billy DePage. It's a fellow Montrealer, Charlotte Cardin, and Meaningless.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
I'm so tired of my fake friends. So tired of the things that they do to me. I don't wanna live. I'm meaningless. I don't wanna live.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's the most. You're right. Wait, somebody yell order.
Order.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay.
Pretty similar, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but is that the one you were thinking of? I don't think it was that.
No.
No, you weren't thinking of that. But
Order! We will have order in this court.
You're very gavel happy.
Yes,
You're
I
so
am.
gavel happy.
Yeah, well, you got the gavel. You got to
Yeah, I
use
do
it.
have the gavel. Yeah.
Your wig's crooked, though.
Oh,
Yeah.
Order!
Look like an idiot.
Want to order a new wig? Is that
I would like to order a new wig.
It's on backwards. You can't see it.
I can't see anything.
All right, Judge Rush, what say you? Is there something here with all these songs? Should Billy DePage maybe be going to court in the end?
I think there's a song that it sounds like. We have not found it. It's not any of those songs.
So you're saying the
Not
listeners
guilty?
haven't
No,
done
not
it.
guilty.
Okay,
No.
all right.
I have ruled.
Okay.
Okay, I remember in the Ed Sheeran documentary, he talked about that. Is it a riff like that?
The chord progression.
The chord progression, and it's so common. You can find so many songs that it sounds like that. So I'm going to say that no, there's no case here. There's no. Yeah.
Well, I know Billy DePage is just a young, up-and-coming Canadian artist.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And I would hate to, have her blown out of the water
But
with
that doesn't
lawsuits.
matter, right?
Well, it does because, I want her to have a fighting chance.
Sure.
And a lot of songs sound like a lot of other songs. Not enough for me to rule guilty, so not guilty.
All right.
Okay.
Not
It's funny
guilty.
that we actually brought this case up. just so we can rule not guilty.
Drag her
Yeah.
through the legal
There's
system.
no reason. Yeah. Nobody was saying anything.
No.
All right, well, bailiff, it's almost lunchtime. You better get going.
Okay, all right. I'll take
We'll have our orders.
Okay.
I'll take mine on rye today.
Yeah,
On
perfect.
rye.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go pumpernickel.
Pumpernickel.
Yeah, thank you.
And Russ, just dry bread for you, right?
Please, thank you.
Yeah, right.
As usual.
It's hard to eat through your wig, though.
It is. I'm going to turn this thing around.
Yeah, it helps him focus on the music though when he can't
That's
see.
true, yeah. It does.
It's always blowing the hair out of his face.
Yeah. It's tough.
There you go, us banging our gavels.
The Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady.
A new bar has been set for the most stressful crime you could possibly commit.
Uh-oh.
A 28-year-old man from South Korea got arrested at an airport in Peru the other day after trying to smuggle 320 tarantulas through security
God.
by strapping them to his body.
Been there, yeah.
It gets worse. This is crazy. 285 were babies packed in plastic tubes, but the other 35 were full-grown tarantulas described as the size of a human hand.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the babies, for some reason, are worse.
Is it? No,
Yeah,
but they
just-
were in tubes.
No, but even still, the tiny little ones, you don't know where they're.
Yeah, but at least they're in tubes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the tubes are
Not
sealed,
touching
right?
your body. He had them
Whoa.
stuffed in bags and then belted to his torso. Security flagged him when they noticed his stomach seemed abnormally swollen. On top of the 320 tarantulas, he also had 110 centipedes
No.
strapped to his body and 9 bullet
boy.
ants, known for having the most painful sting of any insect. Yeah, they
Why?
think he poached them from the Amazon with plans to resell them overseas. He was flying back to South Korea with a layover in France.
Man,
So, I mean, to me, the first question of all of this breakdown is when maybe it was his first time, but when you start, do you just start with one tarantula?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you build from
a good
there over the
question.
Or
years?
you go big or go home.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
would not go big.
I don't think your first time, do you start at 320 though? Like you might start at like 20, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe like
Yeah.
15.
and
one.
not
Or
easy
one, yeah.
when you're walking. I mean, that's hard. But if you
Yeah.
sit down and you sit down on the wrong way and they're
yeah.
angry at you,
Yeah.
Imagine sitting next to this guy.
man.
Imagine going through the scanner and they look down at them
Yeah.
going, what on earth is
What is
happening?"
yeah.
Oh, sorry, I really need a shower.
And you're worried about the guy next to you taking his shoes off.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's Spider Boy over here. And so he just he taped them all to him?
Yeah, so he had them in bags
geez.
and then he strapped them to his torso. So his whole torso was filled with
Wait,
bugs,
is that for
centipedes.
sure they
and-
were living?
Yeah, for sure,
Oh, my
100%.
God.
Yeah, and the fact that he went out and hunted them or whatever, gathered them in the Amazon.
Did
I mean, that's
tarantulas eat
dedication.
centipedes? Because I wonder
I
if
think they were all separate.
Yeah, they'd be in separate
Yeah.
bags, right? They'd have to.
Yeah.
I think tarantulas would, I don't know, they bite a lot, right?
Tubes all over
Oh,
himself.
God. But to go through that, you know what? I bet you it was his first time. Because I think it's like if you're going to get busted, you might as well get busted with 320
I
as
guess.
opposed to
I have
one.
a question.
You know?
Like, that, going over with crack cocaine is going to get you busted, right? Like, could you play ignorance to go, I didn't know
I didn't know.
centipedes, you couldn't bring them over.
So
Yeah.
why did you strap them to your body in bags then?
I didn't want to pay for an extra carry-on.
Yeah. I didn't want them near my toothpaste.
Yeah, and they're going, no, you're under arrest.
Yeah, no.
Exactly. So he was flying to South Korea, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the price of tarantulas in South Korea, for like a basic tarantula, like $15 American. For a really, really, really crazy top of the line tarantula, about $200 American.
Okay, so let's
This
say
is
that those
not
are the
worth
ones he
it.
got.
It's not worth it at all.
The stuff you have at the top of your head, Brady Jones.
I know.
Right?
Yeah. It's funny. I was actually watching a documentary on tarantulas in South Korea last night. And
I get it.
just
Low
stuck with me.
fuel.
Yeah.
It all comes in so handy for the show. So thank you.
Also, I find the centipedes they've got to be almost valueless. And
Right.
You don't want a centipede strapped to your body.
No. And the fact that he had those ants that have the stinger that hurts the most out of all
Yeah.
of them.
Like, is he in line, like, dancing?
You think?
Yeah, seriously.
What a visual, though. Oh, that guy, he's nutso. I mean, he'll
Yeah.
never do it again. Or maybe he
Maybe
will.
he will.
Yeah.
But he'll be flagged as the tarantula guy.
Yeah.
You know?
So, are we saying this is his one time doing this?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh, I think so because now he scans his passport. It's coming up tarantula
Yeah.
guy
Oh,
for
no,
sure.
no,
Oh, yeah,
from
yeah.
here on out.
Yes.
But has he gotten away with this
Oh.
before?
Well, again, Jenny seems to think this
feel like this is a one
the
and
first
done.
time, yeah.
He was
Really?
really
I
trying
don't know.
hard.
I think he's got to build up to this.
Yeah.
So,
That's
Larry,
so much.
we need you to strap 300 tarantulas. All right.
Make it 320.
And throw in some centipedes. What am I, a wimp?
If you like what you just heard, tell someone. They can listen to the Hot Tub Podcast with Mahler, Rush, Jenny, and Brady wherever podcasts are found. And if you didn't like what you heard, that's cool. Cool. All right, yeah.